Classy, it's Guru. Did you get a read of the file I sent you?
What file?
I left it on your desk this morning.
Oh, that file, right. I think I put that in the fire. If it's any consolation, it was a very warm fire.
Right, okay, the agency dumped me that file. Apparently everyone else is stumped, so we really need you right now.
The agency?
Yeah, the Paranormal Research and Apprehension Team.
Oh, that agency.
To put simply, some poor toss has been found dead in his room. All windows and doors shut, no signs of trauma or violence.
Bloody hell, he's pale as a sheet. He must have been dead for weeks.
No, he's just a shut-in.
Oh, any hints on a murder weapon?
Not exactly. I mean, a DS was found in his hand, but it contains no fingerprints other than his own. No blood traces either. You didn't throw that into the fire, did you?
Hot, so very, very hot, hot. Katrielle and the Millionaires conspiracy. Has the victim played Layton Game prior?
No, but he was really into Kingdom Hearts.
You sure that's not the anomaly we're looking for?
Stay on target. We're gonna have to look at the game to see if it holds anything, like a dying message.
Oh please, who leaves a dying message in the DS? As useless in death as he was in life.
Katrielle and the Millionaires Conspiracy. Released in 2017 by Level 5, this game is a reboot, sequel, spiritual successor, thingamajig following up the prestigious Professor Layton franchise. Professor Layton is a franchise that I hold close to my heart. It was the only game my dad not only tolerated, but truly enjoyed as we played it all the time together. It came to the point where the Christmas period was mostly dedicated to us playing the next game in the lineup. Some of my favorite memories come from us sitting on the couch, solving puzzles, all to the satisfaction of the professor.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Classy, as I do hold the original trilogy dear, but good lord, I have never seen something U-turn this quick since I last saw Theresa May in a wheat field. See, I love me some Pandora's Box, what with its fantastic story and world and puzzles, and Curious Village and Lost Future alright too, I guess, but Jesus, the prequels are a thing that exist. I mean, spoiler alert, I know we had robots, hallucinogens, and underground cities, but when we get to Ancient Civilization of Apocalyptic Destruction, I start wondering whether or not writing a Layton game is just one big one-up session of trying to be more and more batshit.
So when the new game rolled out, what were us fans to expect? Aliens invading London a la Doctor Who? Distortions in space and time a la Bioshock Infinite? The Earth on a ticking time bomb predicted by ancient civilizations a la... Wait, that one was us.
While one would think that, no, not at all. It's just Katrielle. It's just Layton's daughter. I mean, we're being pedantic about it, but I'm not gonna act like this game had any noticeable red flags when it was announced. Cool stuff was happening, it was detached from the rest of the narrative, and with some new blood leading the franchise, I didn't have any doubts.
As for me, I didn't even know this was a thing. I just saw it in a video game store one day and thought, neat, and bought it.
Huh. I'm noticing a pattern here with you, but speaking of the game being promising, that's just emphasised more by the introductory cutscene.
A young Katrielle chases after Layton in what we can only assume is London's closest Silent Hill. There's actual intrigue and mystery going on. And take it while you can, people, trust me, because a huge, glaring issue appears. She wakes up.
Do you think we're being dismissive?
Nah.
Because even the sequence afterwards seems like it's leading up to something big and new and fresh, like a lovely sardine.
Dude, sardines are like the size of my pinky.
Shut up, I'm gushing. Even the music, with its more modern take of Layton-esque composition, sets the scene that this is a new generation of Layton, taking the reins into new territory.
But then there's another issue. They start talking.
It's only talking.
Only talking?
I think you're being too harsh.
I'm not being harsh enough, as we are introduced to our first client as a new detective, a talking dog.
All right then, and I have total amnesia.
A dog with amnesia.
Did the hallucinogens from False Sense leak into London? Or would that be too interesting?
Oh, come now, Classy, it can't be too bad. It's not like there's some self-aware jab at the previous entries or anything.
Got anything else? A diabolical box that kills you? A letter from the future? A relic from an ancient civilization? Nothing like that?
Well, I mean, there's this guy here. He's like Flora, but more useless. Oh, forget it. Let's just talk about the stuff we liked in this game.
We just did.
Oh no.
Yep, because from this point onward, this game is a bloody train wreck. Everything from the smallest of details to the most glaring of issues is done so poorly, I have to remind myself this is indeed an official Layton game and not some bootleg crap sold at a flea market. You don't see it instantly. Like a silent killer, it creeps up slowly and you only realize when it's too late. Once again, the first case holds promise as the hand of Big Ben has been stolen. And I find it amusing how in 7 games, all taking place in London, this is the first time Big Ben is even mentioned in the franchise.
Yeah, standard events like these are pretty par for the course in Layton games. It's a nice way to get the player hooked and chuck a few simple puzzles at them to set things up for the big conflict that's going to happen later in the story. What? What do you mean there's no conflict in the story? It's just a wafer? Does that lead to anything? Anything at all? Doesn't that kind of make the trailer come across as false advertising?
Who are you talking to? I'm over here, you numbskull! Yes, this game chose to not go for the overarching story like in previous installments, but rather a case-by-case scenario with mini-plots that, you know, sort of have... well, it's kinda... empty. It's bloody empty. Nothing happens in this game!
Oh, come on. What about that murder on the Thames?
It was an act.
The missing film scene?
But crapped on it.
The missing pet?
It's a goddamn iguana!
Well, I mean, the voice actors say iguana, but...
Are you really going to take the word of people who said yes to this game?
Point taken, I stand corrected.
Doesn't help that every single character looks like Tim Burton took over the design department. I mean, just look at the dragons. The leader looks like Oogie Boogie if you peel off the sack. In previous installments, yes, some characters look completely exaggerated, but they still felt coherent. Just look at Don Paolo. Bastard may have devil horns for hair, but he still feels real. Caesar Chance looks like roly-poly-oly in a business suit.
And the thing is, as you say, things go a bit bizarre even by Layton standards, which are lower than Classy's self-esteem.
You don't have to say it like that.
Yeah, shush. But that doesn't stop Millionaire's conspiracy from being pretty boring presentation-wise. You're making a new Layton game, a series well known for its interesting environments to explore, such as the town of Burning Eyeballs, or a village where everyone is a bit too insistent in making you solve the daily crossword. And you chose London? I mean, future London gets a pass because it's still a new environment to learn that has a different way of life to our own, so there's much to investigate. But apparently for this entry they're just content with Katrielle bumming around the nearest Nando's or somewhere. It's just stale, and it could be any old city.
To be fair, not many cities have a wafer for a clock hand!
Classy, that's not how London works.
That's how it works for me! Oh, by the way, Joe, what's the name of this game again?
Oh, Katrielle and the Millionaires Conspiracy. Why?
Then where's the goddamn conspiracy? I am serious when I say that for 9/10 of this game, not a joke, 9/10 of this goddamn game, there is nothing, not even an inkling of a conspiracy to be seen. You'll have cases that are intriguing at face value, like a haunted mansion, a kidnapping, and a bank heist, but then you solve the case and... I haven't had this many letdowns since Konami decided to be... Konami. What have they done to you? For example, the bank heist I talked to you about? Yeah, apparently the ventilation went haywire and turned to a vacuum cleaner, Lord knows how that one bloody works, and sucked up all the banknotes as they went flying over London. A cloud of banknotes pouring over the town that nobody, not a single soul noticed!
Oh, you know, it was at night. Everyone was probably in bed.
Mate, have you been to London? There are more pubs there than there are McDonald's in New York.
Well, first you're implying I have friends to go to the pub with, so checkmate there. fair, but secondly, this is a game, so what about the gameplay and puzzles?
Ooh, I was getting to that. Remember Phoenix Wright vs. Professor Layton? That crossover where you had the puzzles from the Layton franchise and the actual case-solving portion of the Phoenix franchise? You'd think that with Katrielle being a professional detective solving cases, this would be the perfect game to implement this idea. Nope. There is no detective work in this game. None. No looking for clues, no interrogating witnesses, no testimonies to look over. You don't even solve the damn case. As the story progresses, Katrielle collects 5 clues, which are honestly just more random fluff than anything else, and she solves the case herself. They don't even give you the chance to solve it yourself, not even an option of giving a theory or incriminating someone, nothing. I'm sorry, but this is a huge missed opportunity. As someone who loves Phoenix Wright vs. Professor Layton, this was as lackluster as a DC movie.
I mean, it's all about the puzzles at the end of the day, and yeah, they're not that great. They're poorly designed to the point where I don't really know who the puzzles are meant to appeal to. Are they for hardcore fans? Because they're extremely easy, and are they for newcomers? I don't really think so, because it does a really poor job at explaining a few elements. There were a series of puzzles I was stumped on not because of the content itself, but because it was poorly explained and was missing some details vital to solving in the first place. Couple that with underwhelming conclusions to the cases where Katrielle stumbles upon the solution, something that the plot acknowledges but does nothing with to make it funny or entertaining, and it's a very vapid experience compared to the other entries. Like I said, comparing the events of the trailer to the events in the game makes me wonder whether or not it counts as false advertising. You know, it's times like these where I wonder how the hell Katrielle was actually qualified to be a detective. I mean, did you actually take education in law? What were you doing prior to this? Basically, how are you paying rent?
Speaking of Katrielle, let's talk about how Katrielle is probably the worst protagonist I have ever seen in a video game. Period. She is a horrible person. We're talking Joe levels of bad.
Oh, come on, I'm not that bad.
This girl is just straight up unpleasant. I have never seen such a selfish, egotistical, and downright rude individual. She calls herself a proper English gentlewoman, but she's about as gentle as a troll. She treats Ernest, her friend, and a man who devotes himself to her 100% like a slave, telling him to run miles, do chores, and orders him around 24/7 without even as much as a please or a thank you. She will put cases of national importance on hold because she is hungry. She calls herself a great detective, but as the game points out, she only solves her cases through dumb luck. She belittles her friends and clients every opportunity she gets. She only accepts Ernest's movie proposal, tickets he's won in a competition to try out the bloody popcorn. I have never seen such a selfish, self-indulgent, and horrible person. And to even dare call herself Layton's daughter. Professor Layton is an honorable man, helping those in need and always puts the cases he's solving for free first. Katrielle is a bust of a character, only thinks of herself, and only solves the cases she's paid for when she feels like it.
Holy shit, do you need to lie down?
They've ruined him. They've ruined Layton. He used to be a gentleman, but now he's nothing but a shadow of his former self.
Hey, I'm not being paid to listen to you bang on now. Are you a prat or not?
Excuse me?
The agency.
From this point onward, this game is a bloody train wreck.
The missing film scene?
Crapped on it.
The missing pet?
It's a goddamn iguana! Katrielle is probably the worst protagonist I have ever seen in a video game.
I've done it. I've cracked the case. I know who the murderer is. And it was you.
You what?
Don't you see? It's obvious. The lack of plot, the boring cases, the missed potential, Katrielle's existence. This game killed the victim. He was so bored while playing this game, his soul just upped and left his body.
You know what? I'll take that because I've had enough of this shit. You wanna play Tetris?
Why not?
Oh, dude, yo, can I have a round?
Oh, we'd love to, Pat, really, but it's gonna be kind of hard with you being dead. So, yeah, sorry.
Oh, god damn it!